Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, and I want to talk to you about one of the most special homeopaths of the last generation. The person who I really love reading about, and one of the homeopaths we generally don't know much about. And I want to talk to you about what is known as the Prince of Prescribers, Adolf von Lippe. So he was born in 1812, and I will tell you a little bit about him. But I actually want to talk about the homeopathic part of him and how he was. Just to give you some case examples, two or three cases of his which made the biggest impact in my life, I want to tell you. So he was once called to see a case of a very bad case of liver cancer, and he took the entire history. He couldn't get any peculiarities, and much later in the case, he found out that there was a lot of anger in the lady who had this issue. And when he analyzed this case in depth, he found out that after the anger, the liver enlarged, and after that, it was diagnosed into cancer, etc. And he gave, let's see, the remedy. His main symptom was liver was more painful after anger. So, what he did, and I want to show you this. Let's open this in Kent Repertory. This is Kent Repertory. Where are you? Okay. And I want to show you how these great homeopaths were. And I want to teach you how I learned from them. So he took this rubric: enlarged liver, anger after. And there's only one remedy there. You can see here. And the remedy is, you can see, cocculus. Such a fantastic way of analysis. This is the real pure classical homeopathy, my friends. And this is what is so amazing for me to learn. And so amazing for us to educate ourselves about. This is the real homeopathy, and I want all of my friends, my newer generation colleagues, this is what we need to learn. That's why the results of the masters were so amazing. Isn't it amazing how he must have treated? Let me tell you about 2-3 more cases. So Lippe was once, a long time back, this is a very emotional kind of story about Lippe. That Lippe's daughter, you imagine one of the greatest homeopaths in history of homeopathy. His daughter had liver cancer. Your own young daughter had liver cancer. She was in a very bad state. She was suffering. He once saw her extremely in distress, with extreme pains, vomiting. The only symptom he found was she was rolling in pain, and constantly her head was rolling in pain. She was in extreme anguish. So, what he did, let's see. We need the rubric rolling of head. Let's see. And when he looked at that, the main symptom, you can see here given in Murphy's Materia Medica, you can also see in Fata. Let's have a look. Rolls the head. See how exact symptom Lippe is to prescribe. Rolls head. On this symptom, he prescribed Tarantula, and he helped his daughter from this dreadful pain. This is This is something we need to learn. Not big stories. This exact artistic homeopathy. This is what I want to tell you, my friends. Don't get awed by big stories and big theories. Go in depth. Try to find this, mastering this artistic science. He was like that. He once had a case of menorrhagia, and her main symptom was she was never well since the miscarriage that happened. He gave a single dose of sulfur when he hypotensive. He gave it a new moon. He used to prescribe a new moon sometimes. Very often, he used to prescribe very strange potencies. For example, he used to give lachesis 41M. You can read about this in literatures. It's amazing. A lot of this you will read in N.M. Chaudhary's Materia Medica. So read it. So let's now understand the man whom we are talking about. He was born in then Prussia, Adolf Graf zur Lippe, and he was the eldest son of Count Ludwig and Countess Lippe. He studied from University of Berlin, but he was somehow interested in medicine, and he devoted himself in medicine, especially in Berlin. At that time, he registered himself into the Allentown Homeopathic Academy in 1838. And he did this in front of one of his main doctor under whom he did the study was Wesselhoff. And this was a very important thing for him. It is known that Lippi was the last graduate of this amazing academy. After that in America and many other parts, many colleges, homeopathic colleges, stopped due to politics. And that is why we need to create amazing homeopaths. The reason I like to create videos is because I like to share. I like to share what I learn. And motivating you motivates me, my friends. So he did a lot of learning, and later on he went and stayed at Pottsville. He studied from different homeopaths. That was the great thing about Lippe. He didn't stick to one particular author. He made a lot of name for himself treating epidemics. Lippe became so great in no time that people all across the world, all homeopaths who used to find difficult cases, used to refer them to Lippe. So amazing. And later on, he was at the position of chair at Pennsylvania. He did a lot of writing. He wrote many journals. There's a very interesting organon written by Lippe. If you can get hold of it, amazing. It is said that Lippe's way of analysis is the greatest. If there was one book I will tell you about that you should read of Lippe, it is known as Red Line Keynotes of Lippe. Amazing. You should read about it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. He translated a lot of books from Italian, German, French. And he had an amazing library. He died in 1888. All these many great homeopaths, including Farrington, died young. Again shows the idea that don't be mediocre. You have it in you to be a present day great. Innovate. Upgrade. Go to the next level. So write to me about what you thought about today's talk. You know my email ID, gaurang@gmail.com. And stay in touch.